Well, as you see on the program, we have now the intervention of other perspective. On the first panel, hello, I see something that I know. We talk about general visions, and you see that maybe the ancient or old visions for the age of the speakers, myself the first, but also for the perspective we have. What we want now is give the floor to the young perspectives, the young students, the young women that will be with me, Sam has his colleague also there, and how they see our thermal tourism and our heritage for the future, because more or less we are living, I don't want to live very soon, but we are living and they are coming, and they have to manage this heritage on the next future. Then to do that, we have two examples. The first one is from Romania, and the second one is a mix from Ourense and Baden-Baden, in Germany. Let me present to you Joana Cirila, the first one that came from Romania. She's architect, a PhD student, these days finishing the thesis from the University of Timisoara. And she's working from 5 years ago in the Neptune Baths project, an NGO project that she explained to you to recover an amazing thermal village that I have the opportunity to see in a visit in last July. Then, Joanna, the floor is yours. Please take a seat, and thank you for coming.
Hello, everybody. First of all, I would like to thank EHTTA for inviting us and for supporting our project. It means a lot to me and to my team. And of course, I would like to thank every and each one of you for being here, and perhaps afterwards we can have an exchange of ideas. So hello again, I'm Oana, and besides being an architect, a PhD student, I'm also a volunteer, and a very proud volunteer. And as my colleagues nicknamed me, I'm the mother of Herculane project. This is a project I started 5 years ago when I was in architecture school. And yes, now I'm the coordinator and founder of this project. So our talk today will basically be about the past, the present, and the future of Herculane Baths, but through the lenses of our project. So we will discuss several ideas on these topics and present to you what our vision or our work in progress vision is. Yeah, I'm not so patient usually. First, we will start with the past, and perhaps, I don't know if you know data about Herculane, but Herculane Baths, it's one of the oldest spa resorts in Romania and in Europe. It was founded by the Romans, and throughout time it had several progress and regress periods under the Ottoman and then Austro-Hungarian Empire. The most prolific development period was in the 19th century during the Austro-Hungarian period, where the city began a rebranding and reconstruction process at the order of the Emperor Franz Joseph. Until then, the city was very close to the border of the empire, and it had only military purpose in the sense of spa recovering resort. We have here a picture of Sissi, which she had a villa in Herculane and used to come here for 3 times for treatment. And up there you can see also a photograph of the historical city center, our main site in which we work. A few pictures from when it was called the Pearl of Europe by the Emperor Franz Joseph. it is to mention that it has this prolific development also through some innovating tools that we try now to reactivate in Romania, such as architectural competitions. For example, the building which we are trying to save, it's designed and constructed with this tool of architectural competition organized back then in the empire. So it was a very innovative way to use this tool to design the city. Also, many prolific architects, let's say also architects of the royal court, contributed to the development of the city, and during that time also the name of the city was changed to Herculane Bad or Hercules Bad in German. Until then it was called the Bad near Mehadia, which is the nearby city. So now we will move further to the present. I have to be very short, so I will try to compress everything. Come on. No, back. So, right now in the present, we are facing a series of challenges. This is one of the public spa pools, let's say, where thermal and surplus water, it's coming from the ground and people use it to bathe. This is the current, let's say, spa cycle in Herculane, even though it had this prolific development in the past. So, what caused these challenges? Let's say. First of all, right now we are facing three main challenges. One of them is the abandonment of the cultural heritage sites. Many of them are unfortunately legally seized by different authorities in Romania. The other issue is the closure of the spa facilities. So basically, right now, tourists who come to Herculane can only seek treatment in the new private spa hotels who are built in the new city center, or they can take the other option of doing it in the nature. And the other challenge that we face, and it basically defines our unfortunate work, it's the failed privatization process. Romania, until 1989, was a communist country, so everything was state-owned. After that, of course, in 2001, all the spa resorts in Romania, and we have 33 spa resorts in Romania, were privatized and everything became private. Unfortunately, this privatization process was done, let's say, in a corrupt manner, which affects us still to this day. So now what? This is the question that kind of prompted our project when we started as students. We arrived in Herculane and we were simply shocked by the state of decay, but also mesmerized by its beauty. So we said, okay, we have to do something, now what? And here it's a very important token that a young child wrote. And it says, it's in Romanian, but I will translate it. It says, I would like the city to become beautiful again. So basically, this is what we are striving for. In our opinion, the future is together. And I say that because our main vision is a partnership between three important actors, let's say. One of them is the public sector, the other one is the private sector, and of course the last but not least, the civic society and the local community, which we try to involve as much as possible in our project. Yes. So Herculane project, basically, as the name says it, it's a project for Herculane. It is a reactivation platform which uses architectural, social, and cultural tools to reactivate this beautiful and valuable heritage site in Romania and also in Europe. In the long term, our goal is to also include this site in the UNESCO heritage, and we know all the issues regarding this application, but we hope for the future we can perhaps get there. So what we are doing, our project is developed around two important components, which are the reactivation of Neptune Baths, which is the most prolific spa heritage building in Romania. And also we are doing another cultural and social type of community engagement so that we will have a holistic and integrated approach. The reactivation of the Neptune Baths, it's perhaps the most difficult and challenging aspect of our work. It started 5 years ago, and even though I have to compress 5 years in 30 seconds, I have to say that it is perhaps the most challenging aspect of our work, and everybody from partners to sponsors and individual donors are saying that we will get old there basically, because there's a lot of work to be done. Everything that we do, I have to mention this, it's based on private donations. Unfortunately, the state, the Romanian state, hasn't helped us with nothing almost, and I'm very sorry to say this here, but this is the actual situation. And here, of course, we've done historical studies, architectural studies, degradation studies. We also developed a project, a technical project, and then we had a construction site for emergency intervention measures, everything done with the help of the public and nothing from the state. We have here some before and after pictures. Yeah, I will finish. So, very fast now, where we are. Unfortunately, due to the pandemic and other aspects that surround, let's say, the Romanian civic society, we found ourselves in a pre-collapse state, which we are trying to overcome, and this is our next step in our strategy. The good news is that we were included in the 7 most endangered list by Europa Nostra and the European Bank of Investment. This is a huge step forward, and we are trying to take advantage from it as much as possible. For the future, we envision Neptune Baths as a spa and medical center with also other facilities such as commercial functions. But we have a long way there because the site it's seized by the National Anti-Corruption Agency, and unfortunately it's one of the aspects that prevents us from accessing funding, public funding or European funding. We also did a study in 2020, and it showed that if the building were to be restored, the annual revenues would be around 9 million euros. So it would be very important also from an economic point of view in Herculane. I have 2 more slides. Yeah. So in regard to the community engagement, we are also doing work offline, as you can see, but also online. This year we reached over 2.5 million people, Romanian people, in online projects, and this is a very important aspect for us to try to promote and engage with as many people as possible. Also, throughout these 5 years, we have organized 4 summer schools where we do interventions in the public space, we do architectural competitions, we also developed cultural projects because we are trying to change the cultural offer in Herculane and try to raise up a little bit the level of the events. And last but not least, of course, we organized many fundraisers because everything we do through donations. We are the project that has raised the most money for cultural heritage in general in Romania, so we have a lot of experience on that. And for us, as I said before, the future equals cooperation, and I know we can perhaps talk about this for days, for months, and many strategies have this motto, but for us it's very important to bring everybody at the table and try to develop together a vision, and this is our main goal for the next year. And so I would like to thank you, and if you want to contribute and support us, you can find us here, and thank you very much again.
Thank you, Joanna. Now is the time for our local student, Paula Martinez, please, that will share with you a presentation with Maria Dick from Baden-Baden in Germany. We have a visit under the support of the DAT project of the German government with the University of Pforzheim and the University of Coruña, and the result of these works with the 2 visits is what Paula is going to present here, and Maria Dick from Baden-Baden in Germany. The floor is yours. Thank you.
Okay. You start, Maria. We can't hear you. Okay. Well, hello. Thank you so much for having us. My name is Paula Martinez Feijó. I am from here, from Ourense, and I am a student of the double degree of Business Science and Tourism at the University of A Coruña. And thanks to this last part, to tourism, I was able to participate in this DAAD project that we are going to present. And now I think Maria wants to introduce herself too. No sé si me escucha.
Now?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, hello everyone. Dear conference visitors, dear ladies and gentlemen. We have come here together today to have a beautiful discussion about this project and of course about.
Sí, pero ¿quién pasó? Ah, yo, vale. Okay, sorry. Well, this is the index that we are going to follow. We are going to explain just a little bit with more detail the project, then the results we'll obtain, and then like a more subjective part. So the DAAD stands for, in German, the German Service of Academic Interchange. The project that we did, well, Maria explained it already, but I don't know if you could hear her. So I'm going to repeat that we studied the supply and the demand in 2 different thermal spaces that are Ourense here in Spain and Baden-Baden in Germany. When we came out with the results, we did some posters. These are 2 examples of them, but there are like 6, I think. And they were handed in the Faculty of Tourism in the University of A Coruña. To study the supply and the demand, what we did in the first place, to the supply, we did some interviews to some experts in the sector. And for the demand, we did different surveys in different thermal spaces like spas, balnearies, etc., and to the customers there. So now I'm going to start with the results in Galicia. The first point we are going to deal with is the supply, and the commercialization in here is done through through direct channels, such as like website, fairs, etc., and through indirect channels that can be like a travel agency, tour operator. And the main point here is that it is really focused on domestic tourism, and we will see when Maria explains her part that that's the main difference with Baden-Baden. In relation to COVID-19, obviously, as in many other sectors, the spas and thermal spaces have to close, and the reopening was really difficult in some cases because of the amount of restrictions. So it was really important to make an extra effort in promotion. And in relation to the last question that you can see in this slide, that could it be considered a pull factor? Well, when we asked these questions, some of the experts told us like, yeah, sure, it can be considered a pull factor, but we felt like it was something that is not really being taken in account like right now. And the last point in the slide is the challenges for the future. There are 3 topics to touch on. The first one is sustainability. We find out that the companies are trying to be as sustainable as possible, like nowadays. But the challenge would be to still like investigating, making new projects, different products, but still being sustainable. Well, we did a SWOT analysis, but it's quite long, so it's obviously not here. But we came to the conclusion that there are hardly any threats because of the loyal demand that exists here in Galicia. But there are some weaknesses that has relation to this demand because it can create a dependency on the demand. So a good trend for the future would be like to try to expand, try to find different customers, making new products that can attract a different demand, but still keeping the demand that exists because obviously it's quite important. So now we are going to talk about the demand in Galicia. We find out that the tourist profile is almost equal in its gender. When with the surveys we did, I think it was like 52% women, 48% men, almost the same. The duration of the stay usually is less than 4 days. And the like weekend stay, 2 days stay, I don't know how to say it, stands out. And they usually travel with their partners, but also with, we found different groups of family and friends. The age of the customer is usually above 55, and they came to these places because of social programs like can be Inserso. And well, and the most important thing here is that the customer from Galicia comes from Galicia or nearby, like it's domestic tourism. And that is, as I said before, one of the main differences with Baden-Baden that now Maria is going to tell you about.
It has been there for over 2,000 years ago. And now we are happy that we have been selected as one of the great spa towns of Europe. So since 2021, the Pink Spa collected of Jonas and we're of course as well. We have variety waters, medical treatments or aesthetic treatments. Aesthetic treatments are more in Fenner's Park Hotel as there is a private clinic there as well. So if you want to have plastic surgery or even a teeth treatment, you can go there as well. Next, please. Yes, thank you. So we have done some analysis on supply. Therefore, we did a survey and interviews. So as of COVID-19, thermal bars had to close. But unfortunately, the costs have remained and there were a lot of revenue losses. And the spas had to be themselves into more individual treatments because of the safety and hygienic issues. Next, please. Yeah. And of course, because of COVID, those treatments were still here. So if you want to have a personal treatment, you can get that still. And for the future, it will be that those spa areas or those like thermal bars or something have to be more flexible in their structures. They have to take really quick measures if necessary, of course, and they have to address their supply more towards regional customers. So not of all in Baden-Baden, it was before a lot of Russian customers came, a lot of Arabic customers came, but now more of regional customers have developed the goal to go more to regional spa. And of course, because of our energy crisis, the higher costs remain or are still here. Thank you. The next, please. The demand, we analyzed that in order to see what the people want. So the awareness is getting a lot higher because of health and regionality, like I said before. And post-COVID treatments, I can only speak for myself. I had COVID and it hit me really bad, and I'm a young person. I don't have any health issues before, but COVID hit me really, really hard. So when I discovered, hey, let's go to a thermal bath after that, it really helped me to deal with the the slow COVID exposure that I had. So I'm cured now, for God's sake. Yeah, thank you. I'm cured now, and it was really helpful to go to the spa, and I can only tell you to do the same thing as well. So to sum all up, 2019 was the highest profit year for spas as we know it. And our goal, or of course everyone's goal, is to reach the level of 2019. And with positive marketing and with more awareness to spa towns or thermal waters, I think this goal is going to be reached again. So my conclusion is really positive. As I'm a young person, see the benefit of spa, and I can only tell my friends about it. And I hope you do the same thing. Thank you very much. It has been an honor to be here. I think Paula has one or two sentences to say as well. And thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Maria. Thank you very much, Paula. This was the time for the John appreciations. Thank you very much for being with us. And this is the end of our heritage panel. We make a cross and we prepare for the official opening. Thank you.